Hello everyone, how you doing? This colony's been doing crazy well lately. Don't know how many workers they've got, but they're doing amazing. And every day they're constantly producing more queens, so this colony is just going to go absolutely mental. Yeah, that was my mistake. I've got a camera filming in my laptop, obviously looking at all the comments and stuff, and obviously I'm speaking through the camera and then it's playing through the laptop, so you're hearing it twice. I've turned the volume down now, so you shouldn't be able to hear it now. How's everyone doing? I'm sorry I haven't put many videos out recently. Just been really busy. Personal life's getting in the way of, hobbies and YouTube and everything else, but I'm going to try and start doing videos again regularly. I've got some videos that I need to do for Best Ants UK on the new nests that they've brought out with the heated and nests with heating and lighting built in, which is really cool. Looking forward to doing them videos. Also next Sunday I'll be on Ants on the Rock channel as a guest for his talk show, which I'm looking forward to. So make sure you're there, ask questions and what have you. Yeah, I've actually got a colony of Camponotus nicobarensis, which are really good and growing like crazy. Obviously I've had other Camponotus species in the past, but they don't seem to grow very fast, which is fine. But obviously some people only want really fast growing and interesting species. If you want that, then nicobarensis is the best, I would say. I'd say the prettiest Camponotus species I've kept have to be the Camponotus Fedschenkoi. They're really beautiful. Obviously because they've got like a clear gaster, whenever you feed them, you know, different coloured sugar waters and stuff like that, they turn to that colour, which is really nice to see. So they've got to be the prettiest species of Camponotus, I think. I think my biggest colonies at the moment are probably the Tetramorium Bicarinatum, Fidolia indica, and my Monomorium subopacum, which they've also started producing their own queens and stuff like that, and inbreeding in the nest. Obviously we call it inbreeding, but technically they're not inbreeding. These species of ants that can obviously create fertile queens, what they're doing is the males they're producing have different genetics to the females alates that they're producing, so they're not technically inbreeding, but obviously we just call it that just because it's easier to say it than explaining it. If any of you have any questions or anything, feel free to ask and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. The nest that I have these Tetramorium Bicarinatum in is one of the best Science UK nests. It's one of the plaster hydration system ones, which I prefer over the sponge. The sponge works perfectly, but for me, I think the plaster is a really good thing, to be honest. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. I think so far, out of all the species I've kept, and I've kept quite a few, I think the best fun species I've kept are probably the Tetramorium and the Fidolia indica, just because of how quick they grow, and basically they're a never-ending colony. They never die as long as they start producing their own queens and fertilising them queens. They're never going to die. They're just a never-ending colony, which is obviously amazing when you think about it. And also it's something that you can put all your time and energy into And at the end of it, the ants aren't just going to die, they're just going to keep on going and going and going. And you've got something to show for all the effort that you've put into it. Good question, Crowseed. I've had these Best Standards UK like plaster hydration nests, and it's not gone mouldy yet. I've been using it for about a year. It's not gone mouldy. I make sure to let it dry quite well before I hydrate again, and I make sure that I only use natural water just to prevent any mould or bacteria building up. But yeah, so far it's not gone mouldy. I thought it was going to be an issue, but like I said, it hasn't yet. I mean, you can see it in the video that it's not mouldy. That little square piece of plaster, that's where you hydrate the nest from. My big colonies, I tend to feed them daily. Obviously, if it comes to it and they don't seem to be wanting it, I'll miss a day, but it's mainly daily. Yeah, I agree with you. I didn't expect it to last this long. As soon as I heard that they was going to be using plaster as a way of hydrating the nest, I instantly thought mould's going to be an issue. But like I said, so far there's not a speck of mould on it. I think maybe part of the reason why it's not gone mouldy is maybe because somehow I've managed to get springtails in this nest. I've used them in some natural setups, and I think they must have escaped and got into the nest. So I think they may be eating the mould, which is obviously amazing. I think that might be a reason why it's not moulded, or it could just be that it's good quality plaster. I don't know. Can you all hear me okay? Hey Karen. How you doing? Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, they're doing crazy good, surprisingly. It's quite a big nest and they've not far off filled it. Thank you for all the likes, everybody. It means a lot. Would any of you want to watch me feed my Tetramorium? If you do, I'll set the camera up and we'll watch them. I go from feeding Morio worms to wax worms. Tend to alternate it because if I feed them the same thing often, they tend to get bored. Also, this colony will take wet cat food as well. They seem to love that as like a one-off sort of like treat. Which obviously I know it sounds weird, but they do love it. Alright, I'll try and set it up to feed them. I've never fed my colony maggots. I always thought it'd probably be a good cheap protein source. Obviously, if you're here in the UK, we have like fishermen's tackle shops. Obviously, they sell maggots quite cheaply. So I did think about it, but I've just never used them. Yeah, like I said, I always thought it was a good idea. Yeah, I've just never tried it. Alright, bear with me guys, I'm just going to try and set it up so I can show you me feeding them. Alright, I'll get some food ready for them. What do you guys want to see me feed them? Either be Morio worms or wax worm. What do you guys want to see? waxworms. Right, I'll get them some waxworms ready. One thing I like about waxworms is that obviously when they pupate and turn into moths, they still like them, which is a good thing. You'll notice with these guys that they don't take long to swarm the prey. They're extremely fast in recruiting other workers. There's always hundreds out in the outworld foraging, as well as female elates knocking about. They're always hanging about in the outworld. If you guys would like to watch these sort of live streams every so often, you'll have to let me know, and I'll keep doing them. As long as you guys are interested in them, I'll keep doing them. Yeah, I think this colony's probably got around 50 so queens so far. Started off with about 4 or 5, I think. But yeah, as you've seen, literally like a minute after I've put all this in, obviously they're all swarming it, and there's going to be more and more. Yeah, that's the thing with Tetramorium Bicarinatum. They don't seem to go crazy. Obviously, like they're swarming it now, but they're not running around going mad. It'd obviously be a different story if I put live insects in. But yeah, they always seem to act like this, quite slow. But obviously they're still very hungry. If I put these in with my Fidolia indica, they'd be going mad, swarming it. Up majors would come running out, trying to tear it up into pieces. It'd be a different scene, whereas he's a bit more calm. We'll just see if I can clean the glass slightly. Obviously I've got the PTFE on the inside, but I just want to make it a bit more clearer for you guys. Alright, see if that's any better. Yeah, this semi-claustral. But luckily I got these with about 100 workers, which obviously makes it a lot easier. Again, thank you guys for all the likes, it means a lot. Obviously I know I've not put videos up recently, so it means a lot that you know, still willing to watch my videos. if any of you have any more questions, feel free to ask. Yeah, these ants are tropical. They can be found in most tropical countries, and obviously they're even found in temperate countries within houses and stuff like that where it's warm. So yeah, they are quite an invasive species. They wouldn't be able to survive in the UK. The UK winters are too harsh. But if obviously these escaped into my house, then they would probably thrive and keep producing in my house, which is why I'm so careful with making sure that these don't escape. So that wouldn't be a good idea for me. Don't fancy sleeping in a bed full of ants. I probably hydrate the nest once a week, roughly. Obviously, depending on what nest you've got, may mean that you'll need hydrating less or more. And I feed almost every day, just depending on how they react to the food the day previous determines whether I feed them the next day. I fed this colony yesterday, and obviously as you can tell they're still wanting more, so I'll feed them again tomorrow. And then as soon as they start to seem like they're not as interested, I'll leave it a day, give them a day to recover or what have you, and then I'll feed them again. Good question. All started when I was a kid, probably about 5 years old. I used to go outside and I used to watch the ants in my back garden. That's really what interested me in ants to start with, to be honest, me being a kid. And then what got me hooked and really interested was when I saw a nuptial flight in my back garden. And obviously it's just a swarm of flying ants, and me as a kid I thought that was amazing, and I still do to this day. So that's one of the reasons why I started keeping them. But obviously it took me a long while to realise that this was a hobby and something that we could actually keep ourselves. As a kid, I used to scoop up ants, put them in a container with some soil and watch them dig, but obviously I didn't realise it was something that you could do as a hobby until I grew up. So I was about, how old was I? About 22. And then obviously I saw that there was an ant keeping community and decided to join it. And that's how it all started mainly. Yeah, I'm using a nest by Bestlands UK, and the Outworld is by Wakushi. Can't remember what size. I think it's like the medium size Outworld. To be honest, they'll be needing a bigger one soon. Yeah, the mealworms. The mealworms tend to be the favourite, but as I've not fed waxworms in a while, obviously they're going mad for that at the minute. Which ant nest did you get? Is it a good nest? I don't think I've seen it on the website. It's the Antics Sugar Snaps. Hello Shane, how are you? Yeah, not sure. Obviously Myrmica are a high humidity loving species. Depends what Campanota species it is you've got, to be honest, I think. What's the nest like? Do you hydrate it yourself, or obviously I've never seen the nest. I mean, if you can control how much you hydrate, then I don't see it being a problem, even if it is based on Myrmica. Tell you what, I still can't get over how many queens there are just foraging in the outworld. Literally, they're always out. There's so many. yeah, if your ants are doing fine in it, then I don't see it being a problem. Me personally, if I'm starting a small colony, then I'd probably start them in a tubs and tubes setup, just because it's easy to feed, for maintenance and stuff like that. Obviously, I'll keep them in a test tube setup for as long as possible. But obviously sometimes it gets a pain to be able to feed them when there's so many in the test tube. Obviously, they start trying to run out as soon as you open the cotton, and then I tend to put them in a tubs and tubes setup. If any of you could like, subscribe and share this video, that would be great. Get more people watching, get the KB colony growing. Obviously, the more people who watch my videos, the more often I can do these videos. Yeah, as soon as I've done this video, I'll have a look at the website to see what the nest is like. To be honest, I didn't know they did that much choice on nests. So last time I went on it, I saw a few like pre-made ones, and that was it really. I'll have another look. I think last time, it was a while ago when I went on the website, and I didn't see any nursery ones, so I'll have a look next time I go on. I've got to say this art world is done really well from Wakushi. I've had it for some time now, no escapees or anything. There's no damage to it or anything like that. It's stood it stood for a while and it's no issues. I think I'll definitely be getting Wakushi art worlds again. I'm very picky about what I buy and who I buy from, just with some of the species I keep with them being invasive and stuff like that. I want to make sure that, you know, there's no chance of them escaping. Obviously it's 50-50 really, 50% the product, 50% me keeping up on maintenance and renewing the PTFE barrier and all stuff like that. But if you ain't got a good product to start with, then you're off having a losing battle really. But I've not had that issue with this Wakushi art world. That sounds cool. I like the textured coating on nests and stuff like that. I think it makes it look a lot more natural to the ants, or for the ants. Any of you guys got any more questions? Anything like that? Are you enjoying the stream so far? That's good. I like it when they've got the small outworlds for the like finding setup sort of thing. I think I bought a bamboo test tube setup with a mini outworld off theantlady.co.uk. That was quite good as well. It just makes it easier for feeding. No problem, mate. Hope to see you again in one of my other streams. Remember, everyone, I'll be on Ants on a Rocks channel on Sunday. I'm a guest on his channel, so if you're free, feel free to come and watch. It's at 9 o'clock UK time, 9 PM. So if you're free, feel free to come and watch. I'd like to see some of you guys there supporting me. So I won't be doing one this weekend because I'll be on Ants on the Rocks channel. it'll probably be mid next week, I think, something like that. But what I can do, if you follow my Facebook page, KB Ants, I'll do an update before I go live, so you don't miss it, if that's any help to any of you. Right, everyone, it's been nice speaking to you all, but I better end the stream here. I've got work tomorrow, unfortunately. I hope to see you again in the next stream. So I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll speak to you again in the next one.